First of all, welcome into the program. Congrats on your first win of the season. We'll start off tonight just with your opening thoughts from tonight's game.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, first game jitters, really slow start for us. And then once we kind of settled in and got into, our groove and do what we do, obviously, great fourth quarter and kind of blowed open there at the end. So,
Yeah, it was a really great, it was, like you said, you guys really were able to blow it open. At one point from the 134 moment mark in the second quarter, you guys went on a 42 to 11 run at one point. The offense really seemed to explode at that time. Just, after a slower start like that, just what really started to kind of, work well for you and this team?
well, we always talk about, generating our offense from our defense, right? Getting rebound and just get out and run. And, I thought we held them to 0% from the field in the fourth quarter, which is incredible stat. I don't think I've ever done that in my entire coaching career here. And again, just rebound and run. And I thought, our conditioning really, showed up. And I thought, all that time and extra work we've put in the preseason, that was on display in that fourth quarter.
Yeah, obviously, sometimes maybe, after a start like that, some teams might get down and, might back away from the challenge like that. Just talk about the resiliency of your players being able to stay in the fight and get the job done.
Yeah, we talk a lot about one possession at a time, just chip away, in every timeout, every media, and I think they really buy into that. I didn't think we panicked today at all. I just said keep it simple and, use everyone in this room. And I thought once we started really sharing the ball, I think we had 19 assists on 26 made baskets. And that's Bryant basketball right there. But that nitty-gritty toughness, rebound and run, that's who we want to be.
Absolutely. You had four players finish in double figures on the day. Mimi Rubino being one of the leading scorers with 15 points, finishing 3 of 7 from three. We got to see her at one point really starting to, feel it as she was getting some of those shots to drop. Just, we saw that development from her last season. Just talk about what it's like with her being able to carry that into this year.
Yeah, I'm really proud of her. I've met very few people that work as hard as Mimi Rubino. And I told her, she wants it. She's one of the most competitive kids I've ever coached. And she spends so much time in the gym outside of practice. So she deserves all the success that she gets. And I always believe as a coach, I've told all my players since I've been doing this, basketball truly rewards hard work. And that shows up every day for her. So I couldn't be more happy for her, proud of her. And obviously, she's in her last go around. So, really rooting for her this year.
Yeah, absolutely. Joining her in the as a leading scorer today was Nia Scott. She also had 9 boards. We've also seen her really, round out her game, at the end of last season, and that's carried over into the start of this year. Just when you look at Nia, what has really just impressed you about her as, from, that transition from last summer to this fall?
Yeah, I mean, she again, another really hard worker, shows up every day. I call her dependable. You know what you're going to get out of her every single day. Great attitude, energy, effort, great teammate. And again, just another worker. So, she put in the work this summer and you're seeing that as well. And she's played a lot of minutes since her freshman year. So really proud of her and how far she's come along. But, she's still got some to go, which is exciting. And we still have her for 2 years, so that's
Yeah.
even more exciting.
It's very exciting. Obviously, she helped you guys down low along with Miranda Nyborg and then Rose Nelson collecting some boards down there. Just what really impressed you about your guys' tenacity, getting the ball off the glass?
Yeah, that was a big thing. And again, they kicked us on the boards a little bit in the first half. I think we were -4 maybe going into halftime, and that's not us. It's a huge key. We've talked about that, especially since last year. You got to rebound the basketball, especially on both ends of the floor. And so once I think we locked into that again, when we rebounded, we were able to push the pace on Central tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. You guys have a very deep returning cast of players returning this year, and I think that that was really able to help you guys in pulling away in this game. Just talk about what it's been like having them all back. These five five main players of Rubino, Scott, Mancini, Nyborg, Boba. Just
Yeah.
what they've all been able to kind of really help with establishing the culture this year.
Yeah, I mean those guys, the five that you just mentioned right there. I mean, talk about great leadership. Played a lot of minutes for us. those three juniors, Mia, Nia Scott, and Boba, a lot of minutes since their freshman year. So two years of, understanding our system, really helping us, transform this culture. And then you look at Mimi and Miranda coming in who've played at, a different level and really trying to, help us elevate Bryant women's basketball. So the combination of those five has been tremendous. And I tell our players all the time, like coaches play players they can trust. And those were the five that you saw in the game in the fourth quarter. And again, they've got great chemistry. Once they started, rebounding and running, they had fun with it. Love the celebrations from the bench, love the celebrations in the game. So that core five has some great chemistry. I'm really excited for them.
Absolutely, Coach. I know we're gonna let you go pretty soon, but before we do, obviously the marathon started. You guys have another game against Cornell coming up this Friday. Just talk about what are going to be some of your keys going into that one. I know you said on the post game broadcast you want to bring that gritty mentality back to this team. Just talk about what it's going to take to do that.
Yeah, it's gonna, take a few days of really tough, focused, dialing in practice. Again, you got to protect your home court. Don't let someone come in here and, take it from you. So yes, we want to get back to that tough, gritty, Bryant women's basketball that everyone always talks about.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, we really appreciate you taking the time, obviously, following tonight's game, and we congratulate you once again on the win.
All right, thanks, Brian. We appreciate it.
Absolutely, Coach. Go Bulldogs. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks.